Okay, so the 13th of October, there will be a security event at Scandic Infra City. It's called IT-Security Insight. The event is a so-called hybrid where the attendant can either join online or on-site.
Yeah, if you think that's cool, or if you have made a reservation but you're not sure which speakers you want to listen to, this is the podcast for you. We have the organizers and the people behind the whole thing with us here. IT Security Insights, that is.
Okay, so welcome to another special episode together with IT Security Insights and SIG Security. You're listening to IT-säkerhetspodden, and my name is Mattias Jadesköld, and the one who's controlling the sound and also have some smart inputs is, of course, Erik Zalitis.
Yay!
Yay! And also with us, Illeman, SIG Security, and Kjell Löfgren, CSA, and the organizer for IT Security Insight, Robert Kitunzi. So, Kent, you're famous before. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, thank you.
We're finally sitting together.
Yes, the pandemic is almost over, so now
almost
we can...
over.
Yeah,
almost,
right.
Now it's only the computer virus.
We have to contend with the Mu. What is it called? This new variant. And we have Delta. We have a special Delta from Uppsala here in Sweden. So yeah, we got covered here.
We have too many already.
Yeah, but also Kent Löfgren, can you tell us about you? You've never been in the podcast before?
Yes, Kjell Löfgren, and I'm president of CSA's Swedish chapter, and my role in this event is to support Robert, as we have done for many years of collaboration regarding between CSA and IT Security Insight. It used to be very successful.
Good. And this security event is in English, and also Robert is English speaking, so that's why this podcast is in English. So, Robert, welcome. Can you tell me about yourself?
Yes, the name's are Robert, and I'm the organizer for the IT Security Insights. I'm representing IT-Sec Insights, which has been around since 2015. And since then, we've been running this event together with two partners, CSA, the Swedish chapter, and SIG Security.
Right.
That's right.
So this is a 5th edition.
Yeah.
So what have you been learning for all these years?
It's been quite a journey, and then over the years I've seen that we always have the same prospects, people coming in to attend the events from different sectors, and over time, the topics are changing depending on the trends within the cybersecurity arena.
Yeah.
But the conference has actually grown, hasn't it?
It really has. One can really see on the numbers. I mean, I think in the very beginning it was a little bit shy of 100, but over time you'll see it's growing in numbers in terms of people attending the event. So the interest is growing high.
Good. Interesting.
All right, so there's a wide perspective of speakers from the public sector and the private and authorities and so on. So how would you like to, is there anything special you would like to talk about? Some topic or person?
Yes, I could say that I think that the reason that IT Security Insight is growing from time to time, every time we do it, it's bigger and bigger. And the reason is that we put the speakers in the front line and the sponsors on the back line. So when it came to IT Security Insights, it's actually a lot of users and normal people and C-level management and speakers and so on. So you could mingle and you can meet people, and not just sales reps from different companies that want to sell something to you. And that's a big distinction from many of the other IT security events that are arranged in Sweden, where you used to be like attacked from sales reps. So here it's more relaxed, and it's a good discussions around the tables, in the lunch, in the breakfast, all the time. You could speak about security with people that are working with security.
I look forward to the cocktail.
Oh, there's a cocktail. as well.
After work,
not
as
to
we
mention the evening dinner reception.
Even better.
Evening dinner reception. Okay.
Yeah, if you're a native English speaker, you should know we have something called after work here, and it's called that in Sweden. But nobody outside Sweden knows what that is.
Exactly.
We call it the cocktail reception.
Yeah,
Cocktail reception. Yeah, that sounds.
Better name.
Yeah. Right. So, you want to talk about some speaker you're interested in or something?
Yeah, we have quite a list here. I got a little list. It's like, what is it, 18 or something? I don't know. I haven't counted them.
Probably I need to highlight the structure of the event and how it's built. I think coming on the 5th anniversary, we went in for a strategy to address cybersecurity challenges within 5 specific sectors, i.e., we're looking at banking and finance, which is not surprising. They're always hard hit by cyber incidents. We're looking at healthcare. We're looking at energy. All these sectors are vulnerable to cybersecurity attacks. And then, of course, you have the manufacturing sector, not to mention the public sector, which is a very big sector here in Sweden. So, and to get the conversation going, we've invited C-level directors, CISOs, or people working with security in these respective sectors to tell us about their pain points, their challenges, and their way forward of how they are trying to mitigate cybersecurity incidents within their respective organizations.
Yeah, but I must wonder one thing. Is there any sector we didn't cover? It's like 5 there. Are there anything that's left out in the rain, or are we really covering it?
I mean, I would say the certain sectors we did. I mean, you would think of telecom, you could think of retail. These are important sectors, but based on the feedback we've gotten from the last event, these are the ones which were more eager and keen to understand, especially the delegates were wondering, especially from the manufacturing sector, why is it that you're not covering our sector? And the same to do with the public sector, because it was pretty much a more private sector focused event. So we decided to do some kind of
prioritization
moving forward.
So if I attend this event, are there different tracks, or can I listen to all the speakers from all sectors?
Yes, I would say tracks in a sense that we've decided to have panel debates, which are going to go in different parallel tracks, per se. So, for instance, first off, we're going to have, at 11, we're going to have banking and finance going head-to-head with public sector and manufacturing. So everyone will be splitting themselves in whichever sector they belong to. And then after that panel debate, we'll have energy and healthcare going head-to-head. So the energy guys and the healthcare guys will have to split themselves to go where they belong and listen to their peers who are going to be out there on the panel.
Right.
The panel debate is actually quite important to highlight here, because at IT Security Insight, the panel debate used to be debates. I've been at other IT security events here in Sweden where the debate is 3 speakers reading their manus, 10 minutes each, what they have prepared from before. And it's so boring. It's one of the most boring things you can do. But at IT Security Insight, they ain't so prepared. They have no speech prepared. And we have skilled, Robert always used to find the most skilled moderators that are challenging the panel. So it became a real discussion. And in the discussion, which used to be a little bit a problem, the public used to engage also with questions. So it became like sometimes we had to cut it because it get like a circus, because everybody wants to ask their question, and it get sometimes rather hot debate regarding hot topics like GDPR in this time when it came and so on.
But isn't that perfect? Isn't that what you want? Some kind of showmanship here. I mean, if you have someone saying, this is this and this subject, any questions, and nobody's saying anything, and they're walking around, please say something. And they're like, okay, yeah, when do I get coffee breaks?
Yes, and when they are prepared, they also are kind of stiff people. They don't, as we are working with security, and very many of the attendees, the speakers and the panel members are representing the companies, so they can't disclose so much about their daily work.
No.
But if they get challenged, and they used to disclosure more than they wanted to do. And then afterwards in the cocktail reception, they disclose everything.
Well, okay, it's a social engineering attack.
Yes.
I may have to add here, there is some preparation behind,
of course,
closed doors, because I have to talk with the moderators, and they have to get in contact with these guys, so they warm up, so they're not like blind on what is going to happen at the event. So the moderators we have for this event, for instance, the heavy manufacturing moderator is going to be none other than Ulf Berglund. Ulf Berglund. Ulf Holmerin.
Okay.
He's an information security officer from FMV, so he's going to be moderating that. The banking and finance moderator is going to be Ulf Berglund.
Okay.
And then we have the healthcare is going to be managed by Sverke Forsberg.
Okay.
And then the public sector is going to be managed by Orke Holmgren.
It's a challenge.
Orke Holmgren, I think very many knows about this from MSB.
From MSB, so I think it's well known in the industry.
Real strong moderators.
And then lastly, the energy sector is going to be dealt with by John Walhoff, who is a outgoing chairman from ISAC.
Okay.
So it's a very strong lineup of moderators we have, and we're looking for the very interactive panel debates on the event.
Okay, so the panel debate can be sometimes hot. They're arguing almost. So this is a tough job for the moderators.
Are they throwing shares at each other or something?
Hot questions coming from not only from the moderators but also from the audience, both online and on site. So,
we can expect some shares
fireworks.
Fireworks.
That's great. That's what we want, right?
Yeah. So where is this event? Infra City.
Infra City is on the outskirts of Stockholm, in Upplands Väsby. And then we chose this venue specifically to get out of the noisy city center, for one, and for the other reason we were looking at the international delegates coming to join, especially from our sponsors from outside Sweden. So it's pretty much very strategic in the sense that people can fly in from Arlanda, from outside, and then travel from Arlanda to the venue.
Yeah.
And for those who are in Stockholm, Upplands Väsby is not so far. I think the communication is very fluid.
It's 50 minutes from the airport and it's 50 minutes from city.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
But if you attend this, event, would you recommend that you stay the night at the hotel if you're gonna do this cocktail thing and so on?
Yes, we would recommend for people to stay overnight, since we're going to have a very long program with an evening dinner reception for those who are going to be in attendance. And the good thing, we're getting an incentive from the venue itself for those who intend to stay overnight. So they have a very good discount on the day.
I'm actually thinking of staying.
You are?
I'm staying.
Are you arranging some kind of dance afterwards? Like,
I mean,
cyber dance.
Cyber dance. It depends who is taking care of the cocktail on the dinner receptions. Whatever they bring on the table is up for grabs for anyone.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, right. So we're gonna dig into the speakers. The keynote speakers. Are they? Who wants to start?
So I think I'll talk about the way I've invited speakers, because this has been very different from normally the way I invite speakers. I think I wanted to have speakers who are, especially the keynote speakers, who are going to talk about things which are really what we're listening for in terms of content. Like Kjell mentioned a while ago, we wanted to build this event not to be a sales platform, to be more knowledge sharing, insights, something someone can take with back home.
Yeah.
So the keynotes I've invited, I mean, they're very much evident that they're going to share something valuable to the audience.
Right.
First off, I've invited Scandic Security. They're pretty much into security compliance, but the message they bring onto the table is pretty much very well worthy listening to in terms of being compliant with ISO 27000 series.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And then the other keynote, which is also worthy to listen to, is OneTrust. They're pretty much into privacy, and they're looking at how the implication of the recent rolling of Schrems 2, and how organizations should be sharing data between companies.
Oh yeah, that's a hot topic.
Yeah.
And they will discuss how to take the risk-based approach to the EDPD's guidelines, an overview of the new SCCS, and the way ahead for international data transfer. So it's not just a company up there. They're talking about the topic that are highly actual for many of us.
Yeah. EDPB, where you transfer data outside the European Union. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a question I hear often from at my work, at least. So that would be interesting for me to attend, because it's hard to answer when it comes to Schrems 2 and these questions.
Yeah. So then we have Akamai Technologies.
Yeah.
They're pretty much a very good cloud service provider, but the message they're bringing to this year's event is pretty much to do with the journey of different attacks trends within the industry, and it's pretty much going to be valuable for anyone who is really looking at mitigating cyber attacks within the organizations.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And his name is Gerhard Giese from
Giese from
Germany. No? Okay.
He's Swedish as well.
He's Swedish.
Actually,
Okay, I
he's
thought he
based
was
out of Sweden.
Yeah.
And yes, should I go on?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, yes. Then we have Omega Point. Omega Point has been, those who know the journey, they've just reorganized themselves. They're have a good offering. Sarah has been on this program last year. She's a very good speaker, and she's hands-on when it comes to talk about strategy about cybersecurity and how you can really improve cyber crisis management capacity within organizations.
This is important.
Yes, I think it's a very solid.
It's a very common lack of knowledge in the companies around cyber crisis management.
So they're pretty much hands-on that. So we're happy to have them partnering with us again after reorganizations and incorporating Sekana within their group.
I'm thinking Omega Point is putting on another gear in their showing themselves a lot in the media and working hard to showing themselves.
Yeah, and they were also at the GTC conference last week.
Yes.
Actually, I understand Sarah will explain the 5 steps for developing or improving organization capacity to effectively deal with cyber crisis. So they are typical Omega Point that they are very structured. And maybe that's why people like them. There are 5 steps. It's not bullshit. It's just 5 steps.
That's good. Yeah. That's actually a sister company to our Nodlo, because we have the same owner, Omega Point.
Okay, yeah. I did not know that.
No, now you know. Right, and then it's coffee break.
No, I think we were trying to finish the keynotes. The other keynote coming up is going to come from the Cloud Security Alliance, which he can talk about. It's a good message in terms of cloud.
Yeah.
Can you talk about a little bit about your session at 2 in the afternoon?
Just to start out, what is CSA? It's Cloud Security Alliance. It's a global non-profit organization, and we are world-leading organization dedicated to find awareness and practice to ensure cloud computing environment. And for that we have a lot of different tools and certifications and educations and so on. And what we will be presenting at IT Security Insight is our CCM that provides CCM matrix that provides control frameworks to get detailed understanding of concept and so on. And the best practice outlined in CSA guidance for cloud computing. And this matrix is used by many different companies around the world, and for each company it's free if you don't sell it or use it in your as a supplier. But if you use it for your own use, you can download it and use it for free. And someone that has done it is the speaker that are coming to the event, and it's a person from Ericsson, Surinder Singh, that has worked with this in his work and also been attending the development group on global basis to develop the next version of this matrix, which was released in this spring in this year. So he's very involved in it and very skilled, and he will do a great presentation.
Great.
So ask your questions about cloud certifications if you came to IT Security Insight.
If I remember correctly, I think CSA has its own certificate for cloud security.
Yes, and we became very famous with that, and it's very stable in USA. And together with ISACA, we have done like a agreement that ISACA is taking care of the IT security certifications and CSA about the cloud certifications, and then we work together with ISACA on global level now on.
Yeah. Okay.
And this is new.
Yeah, because we had one of your coworkers in the podcast for maybe 1.5 years ago, and he was talking about this CSA cloud security certificate. Mm-hmm. So it would be interesting to hear what's the latest news about that.
Yes, it is some updates, and
I guess so. Yeah.
Surinder from Ericsson will tell you about it at the event.
Kjell, I know you're presenting a keynote from NCC Group, or NCC Group is going to have a keynote. What are we expecting from your session?
Well, as we have very big trust in IT Security Insight, we are actually bringing in the heavy artillery. So we bring up one of our key persons from Fox IT's SOC in Netherlands. And the title of the speak will be A European Perspective on Cybercrime from the Trenches of Our Incident Response Practice. And then I've been promised some war stories and some fun speaking from.
So will be NCC presenting it, or a customer?
No, Fox IT is a part of NCC Group.
Okay.
And they are famous in Sweden from banking and insurance companies. Because they have done a lot during the years, Fox IT, and it became a part of NCC Group in 2015, but they're still using the name because they can't change it, they say. So, okay. But it's the heavy artillery. It's the guys that has been out there in the cyber war in the trenches. So you will expect some funny or interesting war stories.
Good.
Cool.
And I think those are the keynotes sessions we have on the agenda. Besides that, we mentioned the panels.
Yeah.
Early on. And in addition to panels, we have technological workshops, which are coming from One Identity. And then the other one is coming from Cloudflare and Deep Instinct. Those are the workshop hosts.
What do you do on these workshops?
The workshops are very in breakout sessions as well.
Yeah.
So I'll give you an example for the Cloudflare one. It's going to be a live sessions by two speakers. Which is going to be looking at network security as a service. So, and the speakers coming from that organization are Vijay Chauhan, is a senior product marketing director. They're supposed to be more product oriented in a sense that they're talking about what their service really does for the organizations. So they're pretty much different from the keynote. They're pretty much like you would say that they're selling their solutions as a workshop should be. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. That's okay. That makes sense.
But is it another panel debate?
It's not a panel debate. They're workshops.
Okay, so you're basically kind of break out in your city.
That's the last part of the agenda.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we didn't came there yet.
I don't know if I answered the question.
Yeah, my question was what the workshop is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much a product presentation of
okay.
a company's offering.
Yeah.
So Deep Instinct, they're going to talk about deep learning, and essentially their value proposition is about to deviate from looking at incident or cyber detection to going the other way around, looking at prevention of cyber attacks.
Okay.
So I think we've been used to looking at cyber detection, and we forgot about preventing cyber incidents in the beginning. That's pretty much where they're coming from.
Yeah, well, the problem is that back in the day, it was all about kind of patching and fixing stuff. We kind of totally missed the detection. And now that we're doing a lot, as you said, to detect stuff, we might actually start missing things that we were used to be good at. It's like it's hard to be good all around.
So they're going back to the old days of...
Yeah, good.
Yeah, so that's pretty much where their stronghold is at the moment. And
But Robert, I'm a little bit confused regarding the agenda and the workshop. Do I understand it right? It's 3 different workshops, and you could choose which one fit you best.
Yeah.
That's perfect, because you should find something that interests you.
Yeah. That's
and you choose between what?
One identity.
Yes.
You have Cloudflare.
Yes.
One identity, Cloudflare, and the Deep Instinct.
Yes. So it's rather different topics.
Yeah.
Yes. Good.
Right, so that starts in the afternoon. But there's also some I'm curious about during the lunch break. There's a network in the expo area. What does that networking mean?
The network means like in these COVID times, I think it's going to be a seating lunch. That was the plan, but with the lifting of the ban of the public gathering, probably we'll have a standing lunch within the expo. That used to be the tradition. So we're not yet certain which setup we're going to have.
But that's good, I think.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, if we have a standing lunch, then there's a lot of interaction face to face.
Yeah.
So that's the ideal pre-COVID times. So right now we cannot say we're going to have a seating lunch as we recently had on an event we did last week, but hopefully it will lean more to the standing lunch, whereby people can mingle, have a lunch face to face, and
so that's a time when if you have some questions, you can just find that speaker and ask that question in person almost. Oh, nice. Right.
And the speakers will be attending all day. Do you know?
Traditionally, all the speakers, from experience, do stay until the end, and that's the plan.
Yeah.
We've not gotten any indication that someone will be leaving sooner, but we're yet to.
Including the dinner.
Yeah. Everyone who signs up for the on-site program, they're definitely going to be included in the dinner reception.
Right.
And the other things happening during the breaks, especially the lunch break, we're going to have a book signing. I think we have a lady, actually a couple of ladies, Åsa Schwasch and Lena Kalin. They will be signing their book, Dogfabriken, during the lunch break.
But she will also attend on a panel, right?
Yeah, she's part of the closing panel for the conference.
You didn't tell us about the closing panel.
The closing panel is very interesting in a sense that we're looking at diversity in cybersecurity, and it can be anything to do with gender balance. It could do with the role of women in cybersecurity. A lot of interesting topics can be discussed on the diversity and the way forward in the cybersecurity arena. So
so the last panel is about diversity.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Yes, diversity, which is the last panel for the conference, is an interesting topic, and the moderator, who is actually the moderator for the entire event, is none other than Sofia Saval.
Yeah,
she's a crisis management lead in Ericsson, and I'm proud to have her as the moderator for the entire event, because over time I've been having men being the chair, the chairman of the event. So I'm looking forward to her taking upon this event, and most especially closing the event with that fantastic topic, which is diversity in cybersecurity, which is going to be looking at a lot of key subtopics in terms of role of women in cybersecurity, the gender balance, and then the skill sets we need within the cybersecurity industry. So I think it's a good thing to close the event, and I can't wait to the event, and obviously to see how she's going to carry and take upon the responsibility for this 5th anniversary. And
except Sofia Serval, who's else in this panel?
Yes, I've invited 3 other strong security practitioners. One of them is Åsa Schwasch. She's a well-known author and security consultant. She's written a book called Dogfabriken. She's actually going to be signing it during lunchtime, so I'm happy to have her on board. The other person joining us on the panel is Ulf Bergman. He's also a security specialist and a data protection officer at Moderna Försäkring AB. So senior guy, and I'm delighted to have him on board this time and around. And lastly, we have Johanna Manu. She's been a speaker on our events in the past, working as an enterprise security architect at the Swedish police.
All right.
Yeah, so she's a well-known security professional, and she suits the setting of a panel debate, and so we're happy to have her as well.
Yeah,
sounds like you're saving the best to the last.
Yeah. It's good to have a police at the last panel as well. Yeah. If it gets too hot during the debate.
As long as they go home before the dance.
Yeah.
SIG Security is actually having a discount on this event, so that's good. And also for if you want to stay over the night, it's also a discount for the hotel, which is good. And of course, also mingle with a lot of security people.
Nice. Nice. Have we covered it or
of course, we will also give the same discount as CSA's member. I don't know about Isaka if they are good.
Isaka, they have incentives for their members to come and join us, but given the fact that they have their own events, they're not part of this edition this year.
So have we covered it all, or is anything you'd like to add?
Now, I would like to ask these two solid security associations who have been part of the entire journey. I mean, what has been their experience, and where do they see these collaborations with us moving?
Mm-hmm.
My experience is that the members are very curious about having, just as we said, mingling and getting new perspectives on what security is all about. And this conference is actually one that we have been attending just for that case. So for us, it's a good conference actually.
Good.
IT security insight is, in my word, one of the first event that really can success with hybrid event. And unfortunately, as I think, it functions very well to join online, because I think people should be on site. But if you can't be on site, it is an opportunity to be online, and it works very well with the techniques, and Robert taking good care of the organization. So it's a very good event to join, but the best or bread or the best ROE you get if you are on site, because then you can really network.
Yeah, and it's also harder to do the cocktail reception from online.
Yes, and I think it's the network part you miss a little bit online, but you could listen to all the speakers and you could join all the content very good online. But the mingle part, then you should be there.
Yeah, right. Are the speakers recorded so you're able to see them afterwards?
Yes, the entire conference is going to be streamed live from the word go, from the morning breakfast to the evening dinner reception.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So someone can listen and can play back the entire conference after it has happened.
As many times as they want.
Oh, nice. Okay, so that concludes it all. See you on 13th of October at
Scandic Infra City, Braden, in
That's a
Upplands
nice
Väsby.
place. Yeah.
Perfect.
Sounds good.
Sounds
See
good.
you there.
See you.
See you.